Welcome to the Journey to a Million podcast. I'm your host, Christopher Walker. This podcast is about my personal journey from being $25,000 in debt to getting to $1 million of net worth by the age of 43. Follow along with my journey, implement the ideas, and let's do it together. Thanks so much for joining me. Let's get started. All right, guys, what's up out there? Today is October 7th, 2021. It's Thursday, and we're now looking at the Week 6 preview and the Week 5 recap of the Investing versus Sports Betting Challenge. Welcome to the Journey to a Million podcast. If I sound a little sad right now, I am a little bummed out right now at our performance, or my performance, I should say, at the betting aspect. I'm glad this is fake money, because it's not looking good the past few weeks. We started real strong. After 2 weeks, we were 6-2. And, at this point, it's just, I don't even know. I just know we've lost like most of our games for the last 3 or 4 weeks, 3 weeks here. So I think the biggest takeaway I could look at from the past few weeks is a lot of the picks I was taking were just kind of like, there's a lot of question marks there. And at this point, I need to eliminate the question marks. I still have a couple of plays that I'm like, I don't know if I normally take this, but I'm just like, I think it's a good pick for a certain reason. So I don't want to second guess myself too much here. So that being said, looking back at last week's games, we had Arkansas plus 18.5 at Georgia. That was a terrible pick. They got destroyed. Lost 55 on that. Oregon -1 on a 7-point teaser, and then Florida -1.5. I think both those teams lost, right? I know Oregon lost at least, so that's all that matters. That was a rough game. I don't know if it would have mattered if Florida won or not. I don't think they did, but Oregon had a bunch of bad calls go against them at the end of the game, but whatever. Lost 65 on that. Jags Bengals were and it was Giants Saints. So Bengals covered the -0.5 because it was a 7-point teaser, 24-21. That was kind of a lucky win. And then on the Saints, they had that game and lost to the Giants. So you're like, oh man, like, come on, just close it out, Saints. So we lost 65 there. We had the Titans and Bucks in a teaser. Bucks won a close one, but the Titans lost to the Jets. So it's just like, come on. We won 2 out of 4 on those teasers. We just paired them up. I just paired them up wrong. So it's like, one of those things. So we basically we went 1-4 last week, and I think it was 2-6 last week. And then the only game we won was a 7-point teaser. We had the Packers plus 0.5 point, and then the Cardinals Rams over. Both of those were good picks. I should have just taken that, and that'd have been it, because I felt like those were easy W's. But hindsight's 2020. So last week we lost 200 in our fake or imaginary money betting account, and now that puts us at -505. So that definitely hurts. We're down a little over 50%. So that being said, we need to get some winners here this week, and it's kind of a mix of a few things. I thought if we have another bad week this week, I'm going to just maybe take 1 or 2 games a week going forward and try to just pair up the best games and try to make sure we get some W's and slowly climb back. But let's see how this week goes before we just completely go all conservative. So first game we're going to take, there was a couple of plays I just need to call out in college. I think Alabama -17.5 at Texas A&M. I think they're going to destroy Texas A&M. And then Georgia -15.5 at Auburn. I think both those teams, Auburn or Georgia and Alabama, are way better than their opponents. However, I could see Auburn somehow covering that, maybe, but I don't know if they're going to score. Their offense isn't that great, and Georgia's defense is amazing, apparently. And Alabama just shut down Ole Miss, even though they do play better defense at home. I'm actually going to the A&M game, so I don't want to be picking against them and rooting against them. So I just would rather just stay away from that one. But if Alabama covers, that's, at least I said it here. Either way, first game we're going to take, there's only one in college. I think that's been my weak point, even worse than NFL is college. So I've taken Texas and Oklahoma over 63.5. And I don't like that the total is 63.5. I wish it was 62.5. But I think with both these teams, you know, I think they're just going to score, and they're going to have enough offense. They're just going to go up and down the field. I think the past couple of games these guys have played, it's just been high scoring, no defense, and so that's what I'm going with again today. Over 63.5, 55 to win 50 for Texas and Oklahoma. And then for Thursday night football, my team is the Seahawks, but I gotta say, the Rams, I think they're way better than the Seahawks right now. I think the Seahawks got lucky last week to win against the 49ers, and the Rams are coming off their only loss, and an embarrassing loss at that. It was kind of a statement victory for the Cardinals. So I will say, I think the Rams and Seahawks will be, I could see it being a higher scoring game, but I feel more likely that the Rams will win and dominate this game because they're going to sack Russell Wilson a lot, I think, unless their defense is taking a big step back, and I just haven't seen it. But I think the Rams are way better than the Seahawks. And then coming off a loss, I think they're going to win this. So let's go Rams -2.5, 55 to win 50. And then we're also going to take the Jets Falcons in the London game. I watched the Falcons last week, and their defense and Washington's defense were both just absolutely horrendous. I would actually like this over better if it was in Atlanta, but it's in London. So we'll see how they perform. But I usually with the England games, one of the teams at least is a high scoring team, if not both. So I think it'll be a neutral site. I do like the over 45.5. So we're going to take that. I think Zach Wilson gained some confidence last week, and against a bad defense, I can see him putting up 20 points, 24 points, 27 points. We'll see. And then the Falcons I think they'll be able to put up, about the same. So if they can get to 21-21, and then actually we need it like 24-24 and then go to OT or something, or I don't know. Anyway, I was trying to do the math for OT, but there really isn't a good one there. But over 45.5, we're going to take it. You guys see how confident I am in these picks, right? All right. And then last up, we have the Packers -3 at the Bengals. I think the Packers are a better team in this one, and I think they'll dominate this game. So I'm going to take the 3 and buy it down to -2.5 for a 65 to win 50 on the Packers to beat the Bengals. And then 2 teasers this week. So hopefully we get these right. We got Pats at the Texans -9. The Texans are just absolutely terrible. So we're going to buy the Pats from -9 down to -2. And then the Ravens are at home against the Colts on Monday Night Football. They're -6.5. I think they're going to easily win this game. So I like both those teams to take care of business, bring the Ravens down to half a point plus half points. All they have to do is tie to win the bet, and I feel pretty confident that that will happen. So we'll risk 65 to win 50 on both of those. I kind of want to put more on that, but I learned my lesson, I think, about putting a lot on one game with that A&M over that I lost 3 units on. And then the last one, we're going to take a 7-point teaser as well with the Cowboys hosting the Giants. Cowboys -7. I think they're a much better team than the Giants. I think the Giants, they have some players, they can score some points, but the Cowboys should get this game by like at least a touchdown, or if not double digits. So we're going to bring the Cowboys down to minus or just a pick. They need to win the game. If they tie, it's a push. And then that cancels. And then the Eagles are -3 at home Panthers are -3 at home against the Eagles. I think the Panthers coming off a loss, I think they're going to be ready to get some revenge in this game. Eagles are a good offense, but I think they'll struggle on the road against the good Carolina defense. And I think the Panthers want to come back and get a W. I think they'll be extra motivated this week, and we're going to take the Panthers from -3 to +4 at home, and I feel good about that one too. About as good as I feel about the Cowboys. I feel better. The Panthers is probably my least confident in that whole group of teaser picks, just because, I think the Eagles are kind of like a streaky team, but I mean, we saw what happened to them against the Cowboys. I think the Eagles and Panthers are more evenly matched than the Eagles and Cowboys, but the Panthers defense, I think, is way better. And with that at home, and the Panthers coming off a loss last week, I think they're going to be able to put up points and then shut down the Eagles enough to get the win or keep it close. And I like the +4 here. All right, so that's it for this week. And then also just to check in on our crypto, we haven't really looked at that. Just remember for the bets, we're at -505 right now. And then for crypto, we're currently down about 12%. With Cardano, crypto finally is making a little comeback here, luckily, but we're still down because we bought in at kind of a bad time for the market. ADA, Cardano, we have 70 of those, and now it's 227 as of today, so that puts us at 158.90. Solana, we have one at 153.90. And then Mana, Decentraland, we have 200 at 76 cents, so that's 152. And then XRP is down to 0.94, and we have 260 of those, as that makes 244.40. And then Stormex is 5,000 at 0.034, so that makes 170 bucks. So all in all, we're at 879.20 out of 1,000 that we initially invested. So we're down a little over 12%, as you can see, 12.8% to be exact. I think if my math is right. But anyway, yeah, as you can see, the betting account, it's been tough to keep up that winning streak. I think, obviously I'm not the best bettor in the world. I think I know what I'm talking about when it comes to sports, but with sports, that's why they play the game. You can definitely be wrong a lot of times. And I think with investing, you're seeing that even as the market has been down and coming back, like we're still way better off with the potential to go much higher. And then for our betting account, we're going to have to go on a really good run here just to even come back to even. So let's hope we get back to even on both pretty soon. And hopefully we're talking about a better week next week than what we did the past few weeks. So here's to this weekend, and hope everybody has a good one. Appreciate you tuning in.